true. I'll be back. It's alive!
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Hi, this is Joe, and this is the Film Joe Podcast, where film talk happens.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, and welcome to the Film Joe Podcast, where we talk about films, filmmakers, trends, the good, the bad, and the not so bad, all in the spirit and for the love of film. I'm Joe, your host, and I'm here with my co-host, Carlos. Carlos is here. So this week, we are going to go into films that, as we mentioned last week, like
Week and a half ago, 2 weeks.
the last episode, let's just go with that. We'll be covering films that came out the same year and had very similar themes or storylines or plot lines.
Yeah.
So this week we're doing Armageddon
Pew,
and Deep Impact.
pew, pew.
So, but before we continue, let's remind everyone we're not professional critics here, so don't take our word for, well, the word, because sometimes I don't think we even know what we're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about. Salt.
Let's not get into that.
Mhm.
But before we continue, let's just go. Also, this episode will have some spoilers, so if you haven't seen some of these movies, well, you've been warned. Based on the fact that these are meteor or asteroid films, our scale of 1 to 10 is 1 to 10 fireballs.
Okay.
Not the whiskey drink.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I don't fuck with Fireball, man.
Oh,
Too many bad experiences.
Oh, Fireball. Oh, love Fireball.
Kinda.
So let's address that salt issue.
Yes.
So last episode, we were talking about female-driven action films, and I mentioned Salt.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Salt. You know, Angelina Jolie. Salt.
And no, there
And
is
then
a
you
Salt
said-
movie with
And then
Angelina
you
Jolie.
said,
That's not what that movie's called because you were so adamant
right,
about the fact that
it
it was
was-
with the curving
no.
bullets. You said
And
the
then I
curving
said-
bullet one, and I was like, no, that's not what that movie's
and then
called.
I said, it's the one with the curving bullet. That's where I said it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. Are you sure? Now, I was correct.
There is a movie with Angelina Jolie called Salt, but it's not where they curve the
Then
bullets.
that's when I went wrong. Okay. So there, I stand corrected.
Yeah.
But I was half wrong, not fully wrong.
You
But first,
50% is still an F.
you know what? Let's
I'm just saying.
it's time for
News bits.
so the new trailer for King Kong X Kong Godzilla X Kong.
I'm excited.
It looks pretty damn good. Just came
Monkey.
out.
It has a monkey.
It's actually an ape. Monkeys have tails.
King Kong is a monkey.
He's an ape.
He big monkey.
Does he have a tail? No.
Maybe.
Well, we're not looking that far.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't even want to find out. But yeah, so I saw the trailer. It looks pretty good. It's a little too CGI-y.
Yeah.
Too much color CGI. Kind of give me the vibes of the Shang-Chi film from Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of give me that vibe. But nonetheless, it looks like it's going to be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Also, talking about King Kong, Godzilla -1.
Oh.
We'll go into that, what we've
okay,
seen
okay.
recently, but you have seen it. You know, that movie was $15 million.
15 million.
$15 million budget.
Cheap.
Okay, let's throw in some advertising costs and things like that.
Another 10. Because
Okay.
they did not really put much advertisement into
No,
this.
and it went into limited release, and it doubled, if not tripled, since it's come out in its first week.
Mm-hmm.
It has Hollywood scratching their head. What
Yeah.
the fuck are we doing wrong? Godzilla X Kong is about a $200 million budget film,
Yeah.
which, based on the trailer, I have not seen either. Based on the trailer, Godzilla -1 looks much more amazing.
Yeah.
Less budget, more bang. It's incredible.
Not even a quarter of the budget.
Well, you know, I think part of that problem is Hollywood itself and its over bloated fees that they, for directors and actors.
Sure.
I mean, they're like $30-40 million paychecks.
Mhm.
And then you add in there the unions, the Teamsters, which, you got truck drivers that charge $50 an hour and sit there all day on their ass while another person from the Teamsters unloads the truck, getting about $50 an hour.
Mhm.
It's just ridiculous. So these costs, and then you add on top of that, especially in California, the cost of making film, getting permits and so forth. It's not a very friendly environment. Even in Georgia, which is considered friendly for filmmaking, it's still expensive.
Yeah.
Japan is like, fuck it, we're gonna make a movie.
We're gonna love it.
We're gonna love it. Yeah. Also, Disney's in the news.
Ah.
So starting in January, they're gonna re-release 3 films.
Mhm.
They're gonna re-release Soul, the Pixar film.
Oh yeah. I heard about this.
Luca, another Pixar, and Turning Red, which was another Pixar film. The 3 of these came out on streaming only because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So they're going to give it, their thing is, well, they deserve a big screen re-release. That's where they belong. No, it's because they're fucking losing money with bullshit with Marvel and Star Wars and then all these remakes of the animated films. They're losing a shit ton of money. So they need some revenue coming in.
Yeah.
Some surefire revenue, because Soul was a beautiful film.
Soul was really good.
I've not seen Luca, but I heard similar, that it was well done.
You know what? Okay. My mom and I started watching the first half of it, and then we got busy doing something else. And you know how a movie, if it grabs you, you'll be like, "Oh, let me go back to watch it."
Didn't
Yeah,
grab
I didn't feel the need to go and finish the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And
then-
Turning Red was okay. It was
Right.
It was okay. I was
So
alright.
they're going to kind of pump it up as, oh, look, coming to the big screen. And, yeah. I mean, look, Disney only has 2 movies coming out this coming year.
Mm.
Deadpool,
Yeah.
which is going to be good. Deadpool Part 3, which is a surefire hit.
Yeah.
And the other one is Inside Out Part 2.
It
Yeah,
looks.
Yeah, let's keep
Mm.
pimping out these IPs, so they can make more money out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was great. I love the original, the
Yeah,
first
the
Inside
first
Out
one
from
was good.
Pixar. And it was beautiful. It was really, really nice. Also, check this out. This news bit I found really, okay, check this out.
Okay.
You know who he was a general or something like that, military leader in the Roman Empire days.
Mhm.
Hannibal.
Yeah.
He was Phoenician.
Mhm.
So they're going to make a movie about Hannibal.
Sure.
Cool, right?
Nice.
Okay, it may not be historically accurate like Gladiator.
Just let me stop you right there. Gladiator is not historically accurate.
But it was
they have names that are historically
Right.
accurate.
but they did do it well.
No,
No, was it a good film?
it was a good film.
Well, that's
but
what I mean.
That doesn't mean it's historically accurate.
No, did they say this is a historical film about? No,
Oh, no.
they didn't. This is Gluteus Maximus or whatever the fuck his name was, right?
Uh-huh.
And he is a gladiator. He was going to be king. That's all it is. It's set up with a historical backdrop.
Hmm.
There you go. So it was done well for what it was.
I guess.
Oh, you guys. Okay. Historian people. It's like,
Yes, man.
okay. So, with that in mind, okay, fine. Well, being that he was Roman, he was Phoenician.
Venetian.
Phoenician.
V.
Venetian is something that's from Venice.
Yeah.
No, this is Phoenician.
Okay.
Mr. Historian.
Then where's Phoenician from?
Fuck, I don't know. I've never been there.
Venice.
I've been to Long Beach.
Okay, close enough.
Yeah,
I've been
close
to
enough.
Paris.
So anyway, so they got the star lined up to play Hannibal.
Okay.
Denzel Washington.
Okay. All right.
Do you not see the problem there?
No, I see the problem.
But-
only few Romans were very dark skinned, like Denzel.
Well, olive skinned at the most.
Yeah.
Denzel, great actor. Don't get me wrong.
No, I
as
love
black,
Denzel.
He's as black as night.
Yeah.
I'm telling he is. There's not bullshit around here. He is. He's black.
Yeah.
So, isn't that you're the one historically inaccurate?
Okay. Here's the thing: the Roman Empire spanned a vast majority of Europe, even reaching down to Egypt and some parts of there. So some of them were dark, right? There's no lying there.
You're dark.
I'm dark. Hannibal was likely not dark.
Hannibal. But you're dark.
I'm dark.
Are you black?
No,
Denzel's black.
Denzel's black.
Thank you. So, I mean, there's the point. So, okay, fine. Let's do this. Okay.
Okay.
So, why don't we just make a remake
Okay.
of Malcolm X with Kevin Costner. He's kind of dark. Give him a 10.
Just instead of Kevin Costner, Ethan Hawke.
Oh, there you go, right?
That would play really well.
You know, I mean, the whole point is that one thing is race or gender swapping within a story that it's pure fiction, but when you start delving into history or things along that line, like Cleopatra with the whole, I think it was Jada Pinkett Smith.
Uh-huh.
She produced the Cleopatra film, but with a black actress as Cleopatra.
Mm-hmm.
Cleopatra was, she was not Egyptian.
She was of Greek descent, ruling over Egypt.
Exactly. So, you know, whitewashing is bad.
Yeah.
But brownwashing is not.
Mm.
So let's put things in perspective here. You know, historical things. Again, if you have a Western, whatever, you want to throw a Latino actor as the sheriff or a black actor, you go, well, kind of highly unlikely considering the racial tensions back then.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, fine, fuck
Sure.
it, right? But when you're dealing with history,
Yeah.
now are we trying to rewrite history? That's the problem.
Yeah.
And you get some dumb motherfuckers out there, you know, 10, 15, 12, 15 years old kids are like, yeah, Hannibal was black because he was Denzel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kids are, you know, or they see movies as fact. I mean, you know, and you know, they believe that, you know, Gladiator was historical.
It did have a lot of historical names, man, but
Right. So, you know, so that was kind of, and so basically, I forgot what country specifically Hannibal was from, but historians out there are up in arms about it. They're like, whoa, this is a historical character from our culture. This is cultural appropriation, and it's not right. He was not black. Let's get this history right.
Yeah.
So they're all up in arms. So a lot of historians are all up in arms on this one. Amber Heard.
Same thing with kind of like the Napoleon movie that came out not too long ago. My history professor was talking about it, and she was talking about how in the movie he's very timid and mild-natured and more afraid to like kind of provoke like war or something like that.
Right.
When she was talking about he was nothing like that in real life. Napoleon was a fierce fighter and go-getter type of character.
Now that movie I can see where you can poke holes at it because it presents itself as an actual historical piece.
Yeah.
And, you know, you go, okay, wait a minute. here.
Yeah.
Now, Amber Heard,
Amber.
the most persona non grata in Hollywood. Nobody likes her.
Persona non grata.
Yeah, she took a shit on Johnny Depp. Nobody likes her.
No.
She accused Jason Momoa, who's also equally loved, of being drunk on the set and dressing like Johnny Depp. Now, first of all, that sounds like funny. Jason Momoa. Yeah. He has that kind of humor. But at this juncture, that woman needs to shut up because she's trying to take a dump on another beloved person. Does she not want to work in Hollywood anymore?
Yeah, no, man.
Yeah. Also, new Lord of the Rings film is coming up as a prequel.
Oh, okay.
To the Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first one. And it's going to be theatrical. It's studio release, not that bullshit that they tried to do on Amazon Plus or Amazon
Well, that was
Prime.
a show, and I heard that was a piece of shit. An expensive piece of shit at that.
Yeah, they're still eating shit on that one. I mean, they're making it up because they're coming out with some really good stuff. They have come out with good stuff. But yeah, they took a big hit on that one.
Yeah.
Edgar Wright. You know who Edgar Wright is? He did...
He's not Edgar Wrong.
He was the director of Ant-Man.
Okay.
And maybe Ant-Man 2. He's doing, he's the director. There's a film called Salem's Lot based on a Stephen King novel. Came out in 1976 as a TV film.
Okay.
And they remade it recently with Edgar Wright directing and a pretty good cast. Big budget film. Because of the pandemic, it kind of lost its footing for its release window. So it's coming out directly on HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool. But on the other hand, that's a big screen film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so...
Especially, like, here's the thing with having such a high production movie and then getting it released straight into streaming. Sure, I don't know how revenue works for streaming. Like, if you get it, like, money back for the people that view it, I don't imagine because you're not getting any ads on it.
No.
So there's no revenue that can be generated.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think...
This is something like, okay, you go to the movies, you're buying the ticket for the movie.
I'm not sure how that works.
I don't know either. I can't imagine to get...
They go on, oh, wow, the movie came out, we got 50 million more subscribers, you know.
Sure.
I think that's what they're kind of going off of. There's a way that they make money off of it, but I got to do some research and look into that because it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Rumor. and this is an actual rumor rolling around Hollywood right now.
Mhm.
They're going to do a remake of Terminator.
Yeesh.
Okay, so here's the cast that's
Okay.
rumored.
Okay.
The Terminator,
Uh-huh.
Henry Cavill, Superman, the guy who played Superman, the last guy,
Yeah.
he's the
Okay.
Terminator.
Mm,
Sarah Connor,
uh-huh.
Margot Robbie. Now, I'll give you, Margot
Yeah.
Robbie is a damn good actress. But
She's-
she's no Sarah Connor.
No, because here's the thing, man. Sarah Connor's ripped and buff and big. No offense to Margot Robbie, but like she's more of a petite
Yeah,
figure.
it's kind of hard to buy her in that
Yeah.
role. I mean, it can make it maybe can work. I don't know, but it's Sarah Connor, which is Linda Hamilton in the original. She is Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Like Indiana Jones is Harrison Ford. Terminator is Schwarzenegger.
Mhm.
So I think it's kind of the same thing. You can't really replace these iconic roles because they're played by iconic actors. You can't separate them.
Yeah.
You can go James Bond, okay, Sean Connery, Roger Moore, and so forth, because there was such a small gap in between these actors, so something like 5 years or so,
Mhm.
that they would rotate the actors. Yeah, I don't know about that. I hope it's just a rumor because that's going to be shit. And finally, Rachel Zegler, my favorite Disney
Of
princess.
course, you love this girl.
Oh man, well, on the heel of all this backlash that she received about talking shit about Snow White,
Mm-hmm.
because she's doing the Snow White film, which has been, by the way, pushed back to 2025.
Can't imagine why.
And she talked shit about Snow White thing that was outdated, that Prince Charming was a stalker in the original film. She didn't like the original film, that the new Snow White is a leader and not looking for love. And that pissed off a lot of hardcore fans.
It's a love story.
Yeah,
man.
well,
What's
yeah,
wrong with looking
yeah,
for love?
exactly. So she recently came out she made a statement recently, almost apologetic but not apologizing, basically stating that she loves all that is Disney. Disney's such an iconic studio, and Cinderella really opened the doors for cinema, animation, and this, and it even won a special Oscar. So she's told they called her into a room most likely and said,
Yeah. You
change,
need to shut the fuck up and change your demeanor.
yeah, you're going to say this if you want to work in this town again.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's going to save her. I mean, the woman
No,
was,
it's not.
she
Everybody
was-
sees through the facade, man.
it's what it is. I mean, she was sitting on gold once she came off of the remake of, what was it, West Side Story.
hmm
Beautiful, young, a great singer, a fantastic actress. She had it going. And she comes and she takes a dump on this.
Yeah.
And she basically, most likely, ruined her career in the process.
Oh yeah, probably.
So now, enough of news.
News.
What have you seen lately?
Let me tell you something, man. You want to ask me again what I've seen?
Okay, Carlos, what have you seen?
I've seen 2 Japanese films.
Oh.
One is superior to the other
Okay.
in many different ways.
Okay.
And I hate to say that. First was Godzilla -1.
Okay.
The other, The Boy and the Heron.
The,
The new Miyazaki film, the Studio Ghibli movie.
the anime, yeah.
Uh-huh. I gotta say, The Boy and the Heron was... it was okay. It
Really?
was okay. It wasn't bad. I mean,
Wow.
what carried it definitely was the fact that it was so beautifully animated
Right.
and like the characters and everything like that. The story was okay. It's definitely not some of their best work,
Mhm.
but it's a good, it's a decent watch.
And that's a trip because I heard so much
I
buzz.
heard the same thing. The one review that stuck out the most. This is Miyazaki's new magnum opus, and I was like, oh damn, okay,
Wow.
beating out House
Everything
Moving
else.
Castle,
Right.
Spirited Away, and other movies like that. I gotta say, I would still rather watch Spirited Away,
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
or House Moving Castle or
All right.
anything.
So now,
So now
Godzilla minus
Godzilla
one.
-1. Holy lizard dick, man.
Lizard dick.
Lizard dick.
Okay.
This movie, chef's kiss, 10
Really?
out of 10 atomic breaths.
Wow.
No negative things to say.
Wow. So you would say it's a
I-
damn near perfect
Mwah.
monster movie.
Best Godzilla film.
Wow. Well,
The character stories of the people, top tier, man. You feel for the characters and you feel like you empathize with them a lot. Like it's more than just a monster mayhem movie where it's
Well, it's character and story, human driven.
Yeah,
So it's a monster movie, but it's a human story.
exactly.
See-
It's the Godzilla effect of it is more of a metaphor of the causes of war and the
Right.
nastiness that it is.
Well, the two bombs that were dropped on Japan.
Exactly.
So the film takes place soon after.
Soon after the war ends,
Wow. Now, did it look like a $15 million movie?
it looked like a legendary the movie studio, the legendary ones
Yeah.
from the US, like that.
Wow.
You can tell some parts are like, I don't know about that one. You know, he's a little stiff, but you know what? It works.
Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that one. That's definitely high on my list.
Mhm.
High on my list. And what else have you seen?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, I mean, you know what?
You know what?
Two-
Finals weeks killed my ass, and I had to take a break in between the first two essays. And I was like, you know what? Let me just relax on my bed for a little bit, watch him go on Instagram, and then the first thing I see, Godzilla -1 now in theaters. And I was like, okay, that's
There
a
you go.
fucking sign. Let's go. So I went to the movies real quick. I watched Godzilla, came back fully energized, finished the first essay, started on the
Nice.
second one,
Nice.
just finished the third one yesterday.
And you're done.
Now I'm done.
Done. Now time to just relax
Oh God.
and watch movies.
And watch movies.
Well, what have I've been watching Monarch,
Mhm.
Legend of Monsters.
I started it. I started the first two episodes.
It's good. I mean,
liked it, yeah.
There's not a lot of monster stuff in it,
Mm-mm.
but the story, it's really well done. And
Yeah.
it's Kurt Russell. I mean, the guy's amazing. What else have I been watching? I just started watching Reacher,
Okay,
the second season on Amazon Prime.
sure.
Damn good show. Certified fresh right off the bat.
Mhm.
Really, really good. I got to see a really good 80s trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
Reanimator.
Ooh, okay.
Basically, it's about this scientist who creates this serum that brings dead matter to life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Frankenstein kind of thing going, but it's gory as fuck.
Okay.
So I saw the trilogy. The first one was fantastic. The second one's called Bride of Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely takes notes from The Bride of Frankenstein,
Mhm.
but it's fucking amazing. It's epic and on a B film kind of level. And the third one, well, that one sucked. Yeah, that one was bad.
But the third of anything, it just kind of
Yeah,
dies
I
off
mean,
sometimes.
I guess they just ran out of money and I don't know, and ideas, but it was kind of stale and really bad and kind of hokey. Didn't care much for it. Dog Soldiers
Mhm.
was one I'd heard about so many times. I finally sat down and watched it. It's a werewolf movie.
Okay.
We'll talk more about that on the next episode because we're doing something there about that. But damn, it's a good movie. Bunch of soldiers in Scotland or
Mhm.
Ireland, they're in the forest and they come across werewolves
Oh.
and they're battling werewolves and it's fucking epic. Looks like a cheesy, cheap movie,
Sure.
but the acting is good. The writing is good. The FX are amazing. They're all practical. Old school good shit. If you like a werewolf movie, highly recommend it.
Okay.
Good stuff. But that's all I've got to see. I mean, I didn't get to see Godzilla -1 because,
Yeah.
you know.
No. I told you, let's go watch. And you were like, later. And I was like, okay, I'll go by myself.
Wow. Didn't even insist. You're like, all right, fuck it. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Wow. Next time.
Yeah.
Next time. All right. So what do you say we get into this episode?
We crashed down on
Eh,
the episode.
Let's cry. Okay. I like that. I like that. All right. So the mid 90s, we saw a shit ton of disaster films.
Mhm,
I mean, there was not 2012. That was in 2012. Anyway, but there was Twister. There was Dante's Peak. What else?
Poseidon.
Yeah, Poseidon, Titanic, Independence Day. So there was a lot of stuff going on in there. And it was just inevitable
Mhm.
that one studio will be developing one movie about an asteroid and another studio at the same time. And it's not that they stole each other's ideas. They were probably, most likely, scripts already on the docket, and they say, okay, let's greenlight it without knowing that the other guy had already greenlit theirs, or vice
Mhm.
versa. So the two films we're going to be talking about are Deep Impact and
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
You didn't forget. You just wanted me to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So both of these films came out the same year, and they were both vying for the top spot, but only one did it better.
Ciao.
We'll find out in a bit. So the first film is about a bunch of social reject oil drillers sent to space to save the world.
We're going. Okay, gentlemen. You're warriors up there.
You're already heroes. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
The dreams of an entire planet are focused on the 14 brave souls traveling into the heavens.
Astronauts, welcome to space.
It's about time. I haven't flown up in about an hour.
Let's start praying about it right now.
Houston, this is a kick-ass ride.
After discovering that an asteroid the size of Texas will impact Earth in less than a month, NASA recruits a misfit team
There you go.
of deep core drillers to save the planet. The film we're talking about, like we mentioned, is Armageddon. It was released in July of 1998 and is directed by Michael Bay, director of movies like Bad Boys, The Rock, Pearl Harbor, Transformers, a big splashy
Over the top.
Yeah. Oh, he was perfect for the film. It stars Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Steve Buscemi, and Owen Wilson. Great cast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was really good. So, your takes on it? I mean, what you think?
I really liked it. You know what? I got home one day after school and I made myself a rice bowl. I sat down and I was like, let's watch Armageddon, right? I'm going to need to have seen it by then. And it was pretty fun. I liked it. It had that specific Michael Bay look
Mm-hmm.
that you can see, the lens flare, the explosions.
Which
Yeah.
people hate that.
I like it.
But it's part of the flavor. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's one of my favorite films. I mean, the movie's dopey as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's silly. It's nonsensical. Doesn't make sense. But it's well structured and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, what I loved about it personally was that it was right straight to the point.
Mhm.
Guy discovers asteroid, right, or meteor, whatever the fuck it was, right? I don't know what's the difference.
I think it's like the orbit that they follow. Like an asteroid follows a specific orbit versus a meteor is just going somewhere. Or maybe it's the composition of what they are, like ice versus rock.
In other words, you don't know.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Okay, because I have no idea. They're always interchangeable.
Yeah.
Well, a big rock from outer space is coming towards Earth, but they discover it, they name it, they try to figure out what to do with it. Okay, let's get these guys let's do this, and then you introduce your characters.
Sure.
It's rapid fire the way they introduce the entire team of oil drillers.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Clark Duncan, Steve Buscemi, Bruce Willis. That what's his name?
Batflick.
Ben Batflick.
Batflick.
Owen Wilson, all these, and they're introduced so rapidly and quickly. And yeah, you don't get a lot of character background, but you get a gist of who they are,
Yeah.
what they're about. They're like comic book characters, and they're just and they get straight to the point. And then it's literally like at the end of the first act, they're getting ready to go to space.
Yeah.
But you build up emotion, you build up character. You actually like these guys.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of misfits, a bunch of lovable misfits. To me, it had great visuals. The effects were pretty damn good for back then. Again, not the greatest of films ever made. It's not an Academy Award-winning film, but you know what? It was a take your brain off and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. I mean,
a lot of scientific inaccuracies, though.
Well, NASA shows this film during management training.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's like, not just, hey, let's watch a movie. Okay, guys, write down all the inaccuracies, scientific inaccuracies in this film, which is probably like 3-4 pages long.
Yeah.
They didn't do much homework
Nah.
in putting this film together. But it is what it is. You know who wrote the screenplay?
Who?
J.J. Abrams.
Oh, triple.
Who did Star Wars, the new Star Wars films
Yeah.
and so forth. Yeah, it was a very efficient script. I thought it just did what it had to do within the time frame it had to do. I mean, you see a trailer,
Mm-hmm.
you see shit blowing up, you see spaceships, you see astronauts. What do you want to go see when you go to see the film after you see the trailer?
Spaceships,
Expl-
nukes,
Yeah.
astronauts, Bruce Willis.
Yeah. And, so it's like, and one thing that I enjoyed about the way it was structured is that, okay, they're going to blow up the meteor before, or whatever the fuck it is, big rock in outer space. They're going to blow it up before it gets to Earth. And they do. Well, then where's the destruction? And the way they devise the smaller ones coming in first,
Mhm.
blowing up hitting the cities, the opening sequence.
Yeah.
It was pretty damn smart. Okay, we got a bunch of little ones coming in first, and then you got another one that's a little bigger that hits like
I think it's Taiwan or
some
China.
shit like that. It hits
Somewhere in Asia.
Another one takes out the Eiffel Tower, and all. So they do put in all the destruction ahead of time, but we still save the world. And I thought that was really well done. I like the pacing. What's his name? Michael Bay. I mean, he's not a storyteller per se and getting deep into characters. Look at all of his films.
Yeah.
They're not very deep, but they're
fun.
They are what they are. People criticize him that he's a big, noisy director without a brain. Yeah, but those movies make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
They make money, and they do what they got to do.
You know, in life, you'll have your Godzilla -1, fun,
Right.
action, deep, and then you'll have your Armageddon. You're slightly goofy, still destructive, still fun.
Right, exactly. Being that it was an expensive kind of film, and it was. I mean, for what it's all effects driven. One thing that I thought was brilliant was that the shuttle launches were actual footage.
Oh, was it?
From NASA?
Oh, shit.
And so they kind of spliced those in there. I mean, they pretty much had to convert the film a little bit, make it a little better. But yeah, they did it really well. They did a lot of NASA footage spliced throughout the film to cut into the budget, so it wasn't that expensive. And again, you look at the cast: Ben Affleck, who's an established great. He's a good actor.
He is.
Steve Buscemi is a great actor as well. Bruce Willis, and they asked Steve Buscemi, "Why did you do this film?" And his answer: "I wanted to buy a bigger house." He did it for the
Honest,
money,
man.
That's why they all did it. I mean, in my opinion, they turned out good, classic popcorn Hollywood film, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's one of my favorites. I usually use it to test out a new sound system in the house. If I get one, I'm putting on Armageddon.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, the spaceships going through outer space, making that loud noise, which there's no such thing as sound in outer space.
No one hears you scream in space.
Yeah. But it sounds great, though.
Yeah.
It does. At the time of release, this was Walt Disney's highest grossing live action film of the time.
Jesus.
So it did really, really well. This was, of course, through its company Touchstone Pictures. So it was one of the highest grossing live action. Budget at the time was about $140 million.
Okay.
That's pretty steep, which is about $265 million today.
Okay.
This is close to a $300 million movie.
Yeah.
Box office at the time was about $553 million. Converted for today's dollars, over $1 billion it made.
Yeah, he makes it money. Granted, it's expensive, but you get it back.
You do, and you have to put together the fact that I think the contributing factors why it did so well. I mean, you had a great cast. Bruce Willis was tops at the time. Steve Buscemi, well, he was known mostly for Pulp Fiction, I think, in Reservoir Dogs.
What the hell are you talking about? He was not in Pulp Fiction.
He was in Pulp Fiction.
Where was he in Pulp Fiction?
Remember when they go to Jack Rabbit Slim's, the 50s diner?
The diner, yeah.
The waiter?
Yeah.
Steve Buscemi.
Was it Steve Buscemi?
It was Steve Buscemi.
Fuck me.
Yeah, it was Steve Buscemi.
Okay.
It was a small part, granted.
Yeah, Steve was still in it.
Right. But, I mean, overall, you do have, even Owen Wilson was kind of known at the time. So, but they gathered a lot of talent, a lot of charisma for this film. And that worked. Liv Tyler, she was fantastic in it. Ben Affleck. And so that with a semi-decent script, and they really punched up the emotions.
Yeah.
They make it very emotional, and it is corny as fuck. It's corny.
Yeah.
Is when Ben Affleck he's gonna sacrifice himself, and Bruce Willis is like, "No, I'll go," and he takes his place, and he's gonna die in his place. The whole son. It's just so corny. Or like when she's saying bye to her dad. When he's gonna die. Bruce Willis and Liv Tyler is his daughter. It's corny as fuck. But it's beautiful. You get suckered into it.
Yeah, I guess.
And it worked. So let's go to reviews and scores on this one. The film is on the list of Roger Ebert's most hated films.
Fuck that guy. I can't stand this critic. I can't fucking stand him.
In his original review, you're going to love this.
Oh, God.
Ebert stated, the movie is an assault on the eyes, the ears, the brain, common sense, and the human desire to be entertained.
Jesus.
I don't think he liked it.
Again, I don't listen to him ever since he said
2001.
a magnificent film, delicate to the brain and delightful in every way, or something of the sort. Shut up. Shut up. You make me mad.
So he lost credibility.
He lost all credibility. That shit was boring as hell.
IMDb, it's sitting at a 6.7. Metacritic, 42. Rotten Tomatoes has a critic score of 43. They didn't care much for it either. With an audience score of 73%. So audiences
like it.
Well, they paid those, they bought those tickets and made all that money. Letterboxd, 3.0 out of 5. Pretty decent. The movie did not spawn any remakes, any spin-offs, any sequels.
I don't see how you could.
There was obviously talk. I mean, after the success of a film like that, you're gonna get some people talking about.
Armageddon 2, the next meteor shower.
There you go. Just call it Armageddon 2 Meteor Shower.
There you go.
I like that. Yeah, well, we can make money off that one. So let's go to our ratings on this one. You go first.
Okay. So critiquing this movie not as a delight of, award-winning nomination and
a work of art,
just as a turn off your brain, put on something on the TV, watch something for fun. It's a solid movie. My favorite character wasn't Bruce Willis or Batfleck. It was the big black dude. I think his name was Cookie or something like that.
Forgot his name. Michael Clark Duncan was the actor.
Him. Fucking funny character, man. He is fun.
Bear.
Bear. There you go. Bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked Bear. He was cool, man. He made the entire fucking movie. So yeah, I mean, judging it as what it is for, it's a solid 7 meteors out of 10.
Okay. 7 is good. 7 is good. Well, like you said, it had a great cast. I mean, Michael Clark Duncan really stole the show in many of his scenes. Great cast. Again, story did not waste any time.
No, straight to it.
And you don't get lost with all the techno jargon.
No.
You go along for the ride. It was very efficient. It's one of my all-time favorite guilty pleasures. My rating out of this one, a solid 8 out of 10 fireballs.
Oh, nice. Oh, right. We were doing fireballs, right?
Yeah. So,
I'll stick with meteors.
Okay. They're interchangeable, remember?
Yeah.
Because we have
meteor, astroball, fireball.
Yeah, because we have no idea.
I don't know what the hell the difference is.
We could have written that script with our knowledge of
exactly. Yeah.
There you go. All right. So next up, it's the end of the world.
Again.
As we know it.
A few minutes ago, the United States ambassadors to every country in the world told the leaders of those nations what I'm about to tell you. The comets are still headed for Earth. Now, we've been planning for the worst, so I hope you'll bear with me and listen to what I have to say. To ensure the continuation of our way of life, we've been preparing a network of immense caves, and we can put 1 million people in them underground for 2 years.
A comet is discovered to be on a collision course with Earth. As doomsday nears, the human race prepares for the worst. The film we're talking about is Deep Impact, and it was released in May of 1998, about a couple months before Armageddon. So this one had a head start on Armageddon. Directed by Mimi Leder, who did a film called The Peacemaker with George Clooney. She directed several episodes of a TV show called ER. Remember ER?
No.
Okay, with George
Never seen
Clooney.
it.
It's on HBO Max.
I won't watch it.
Good show. Yeah, George Clooney was in it. And it stars Téa Leoni, Robert Duvall, Morgan Freeman, and Elijah Woods. Okay, let me start.
That's the kid.
Yeah, from Lord of the Rings.
Who the fuck is that?
It's Frodo.
Familiar as shit.
He was better in that movie than in Lord of the Rings. He was. Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece. Elijah.
Okay. Here's the thing. Elijah Wood was not the standout character in that movie.
Oh,
personally, the standout character and the true hero, Samji.
Sam Wise.
Sam Wise.
Well, you know what? Every time like Frodo would cry, it looked like he was taking a shit. Yeah, it was kind of like, it was cringy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a horrible actor. Let's not say he was, but he was not a good Frodo.
I still prefer Samwise.
Yeah, okay, so my thing on this one, it was all over the fucking place.
True.
You don't have any central focus or any direction.
Mhm.
I mean, immediately, again, you know, with Armageddon, what's going on? This is going on. Where do we go to next? Let's introduce our characters. They're going to save the world. NASA calls them. They go through training. They get in the rocket. They go into space. They fly to the thing.
Big boom,
Big
save
bo-
Earth, go home to drink.
Exactly. You have a linear story. Again, not that Armageddon is a fucking masterpiece,
Mhm.
but it's textbook in getting the story told in a very linear fashion.
Mhm.
This was all over the place.
Yeah.
I found myself getting a little bored at times. There's no emotional setup for the characters.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about anybody. Oh, here's the hero. She's going to get plastered. I don't care.
I don't really know you.
Yeah. Téa Leoni,
Mhm.
who is the reporter. First of all, she's about as exciting as watching paint dry. She has about as much flavor as a slice of white bread. She's boring as fuck.
She was cool in Jurassic Park.
Well, you know what? There was fucking
I don't know about cool.
there
but,
was
you know,
dinosaurs
there was
in that.
dinosaurs there.
Yeah,
man. Just
dinosaurs.
Funny to watch them try to eat her.
Yeah, that would be. I would have
Yeah.
paid to see them just. Yeah, and okay, she has the range. Her emotional range is like 2 centimeters in either direction.
Yeah.
She's a reporter. Okay, here's the setup. She's a reporter. She's onto a news story. She finds out by accident that this comet is coming towards Earth.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Then they promote her because it turns out to be true to anchor woman, and she gets on the news, right? She's on TV. This is what she always wanted, right? The quote unquote fucking hero that she's supposed to be. The meteor is coming towards Earth. The astronauts are now about to do this. And you know, somebody put a firecracker under her ass. It was get some emotion. She was dull. And she really didn't. I mean, let me ask you something. With Armageddon, did you feel urgency?
Yes.
Did you feel doom?
Yes, and you want to know why? Because as soon as the first little meteorite
Mhm.
strikes New York and starts killing the little hot dog vendor, right? You feel like, oh shit, something's gonna go down, something's about to happen. Not only that, after everything is announced, we have an announcement to make. There is a world-ending meteor coming to Earth, and pandemonium hits the streets. People are
lose their
fucking
shit.
losing their minds. Logically
Yeah.
so, man. We might fucking die in the next 24 hours. Deep Impact. Oh yeah, we are all very aware. Oh, okay. Well, what's being done? What is going on with it?
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, have some fucking sense of like it's self-preservation. You know what I mean? Like, care.
Right. You don't feel that again. Urgency,
Yeah.
fear, impending doom. There's none of that here. And here's another thing. Téa Leoni is supposed to be the hero.
Mhm.
She's I guess the protagonist at the most.
Yeah.
That's the most I'll give her. She is the one who discovers this story, but it's by fucking accident. Because she's a sleazy reporter trying to break a story about a politician who she thinks was sleeping with somebody, and that's why he left office.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, wait a minute. You know, it turns out, what it is she finds out this guy just decided to leave office.
Mhm.
And then there's a name Ellie involved. He was fucking somebody named Ellie. He's married. He's leaving office. She's going to break this story. I'm sorry, that's a sleaze bucket move
Yeah.
for a reporter. That's typical. So I have no respect for that. So as it turns out, Ellie is the name of the comet.
Mhm.
And he left because he's going to be with his family. So here she is harassing this good man who left office to spend the last days of humanity with his family and his wife.
Yeah.
And she's accusing him of this shit.
How fucking amazing.
Yeah.
People are awesome.
Right. And so we're supposed to, so it's not like she discovered it. Like in Armageddon, it's some retired Navy guy
Yeah.
with a telescope.
If I
It's like
if I find it, can I get to name it? Yeah. Whatever. Where is it? Like, I'm gonna name it after my ex-wife.
she's a cold-hearted.
Because she's a wholehearted bitch.
Yeah. Oh, it's hilarious. Quick, to the point.
Yeah.
We know it. And that's the buildup. There's very little buildup. We get it. Boom. And it's discovered this guy. And then from there, where does it go? NASA takes over. And then they start to figure it out. They start to try to track it. But this one, oh man. And the astronauts, which is this film's version of Bruce Willis and his team. What a bunch of fucking morons.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't care less about them. And again, it was no character development. Okay, Armageddon had very little character development.
But you still cared for the characters.
They did, because they give you information that mattered about each character. You know, like Max.
Yeah.
You know, with the big guy. You know, he's getting a tattoo when they call him up to go to NASA.
Yeah.
What is he getting a tattoo of?
Mom or something?
Mom.
Like
A little heart which says mom.
Yeah.
And he's a big teddy bear. You're like, oh. And then you got Bruce Willis, who's this kind of grumpy businessman, but he has his daughter. All of that's established.
My favorite is when they have like a bear in interrogation and they're doing all these questions and he starts crying. It's like, man, I don't know why you guys can't just be nice to me.
Oh, that was
like,
hilarious.
Dude,
oh,
you're
man.
the biggest motherfucker here.
Oh, I loved it. It was, you know, it gave you the information at rapid pace, but enough for you to digest and go, I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the love, the romance between Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
That's well established. It's a beautiful part where they play Don't Want to Close My Eyes by Aerosmith, which is Liv Tyler's dad. You know, a little plug there that she gave him.
Oh,
but that's her dad.
Okay.
Steven Tyler. And, you know, they have that cute little thing where he has the little animal crackers and he's playing on her tummy and everything. And that was sweet. That was so just genuine sweet. It was nice. Corny? Yeah. But you see the love between the two. Mm-hmm. And even the charming part when he's about to leave for outer space and he starts singing, you know, I'm taking a jet plane song that he sings to her. This movie, Deep Impact, was void
of any type of emotion.
And at the end, I mean, you got, what's her name? Téa Leoni. She reconnects with her dad. That's supposed to be the whole heartfelt thing because she has an estranged dad who left her mom to be with a younger woman. This whole bullshit soap opera story.
Yeah.
I think she reconnects with him at the end. All because of a fucking picture that she finds with her and her dad. Oh, he is my dad. I do love him. Let me go stand in front of, go find him, stand in front of a tidal wave and die.
Yeah.
And she dies. Good. Because her character sucked. The effects, the visuals were not bad. Actually, I like some of the visual effects better in this.
Yeah.
There was some good stuff in there. I mean, you got to give them that. But I think what really hurt this, and not to disparage Mimi Leder as a director, she's definitely a talented woman, but she has a background in television. And to me, this felt like a TV movie. Old school TV movies. And it had that feeling of structure. Let's get to know everybody. Let's get everybody's backstory. People were, no, it fell flat on his face.
Yeah.
And again, failing to create heroes out of the astronauts who eventually sacrificed their lives to save the world.
Mm-hmm. Just full on kamikaze.
Yeah, I'm not bringing out my checkbook because I'm buying that shit. Thank you. So the first cut of the film had more scenes with Elijah Wood and the little girl or whatever. However, in response to the in the sneak preview, they're like they didn't like it.
Yeah,
a little teeny bopper love, whatever. And that kid was more of a fucking hero than Téa Leoni.
Yeah.
So, but they cut a lot of that shit out. I mean, they definitely had issues with the cuts of the film where they had to cut, kind of mold it to what it can make money with. But not my thing. So the budget on this film was about $75 million. So it cost considerably less.
Yeah.
Than Armageddon, and that's because of the stars. It had more talent involved, which is about 141 million today. At box office at the time was about 350, which is about $660 million today. So it's no slouch. It made money. It made money. But to this day, people remember Armageddon. They go, there was meteor movies. It was two of them. It was Armageddon and the other one. Well, this is the other one, and that's where it ends up. Sequels and remakes, it got none.
Can't imagine it would.
Oh God, no! Deeper Impact. Oh gosh, isn't that a movie already?
That's a porno.
Oh, it is, huh? Anyway, Well, with that being said, let's go to reviews and scores on that one. Okay, so reviews, it definitely got a lot of good reviews. Surprisingly. Why? I don't know. Maybe because it had a story,
whatever.
Yeah, it had a plot, it had a story, and it sucked. Armageddon did not have a story, didn't have much of a plot, but it was better. Audiences, they were polled by CinemaScore. They gave this movie a B, from A to F. Michael Sullivan of the Washington Post, he criticized the movie, saying that it just had unemotional performances and lack of tension, what we just mentioned.
Yeah.
So
hard point.
And I think that's, in my opinion, why this movie is not. You know what? It has its fans.
Sure.
I've talked to people who really did like this movie, and you know what? More power to them. They just don't understand movies. So IMDb has this at a 6.2, Metacritic 40, Rotten Tomatoes, the critic scores 45%, and audience scores 43%.
Sounds about right.
People didn't really care for it, and Letterboxd has it at a 2.9 out of 5. So you can see how the numbers kind of reflect the box office and the longevity of the film.
Yeah.
In staying power. We remember Armageddon. We kind of forget about Deep Impact. And, another thing about Deep Impact. I'm going to rail some more on this shit.
Okay.
The comets hit. Morgan Freeman, by the way.
Yeah.
People died. Tidal waves destroyed buildings. We will rebuild. There were fires. People died. And he goes on this whole bullshit speech trying to be like inspirational. We will survive. That was like 3 minutes too fucking long, that speech.
Yeah.
And it just and granted, I love to hear Morgan Freeman talk. He has an amazing voice.
He does.
His articulation and his eloquence. But God, that speech was retarded. It was bad. I mean, it just kept on going. But we shall rebuild on the back of those who sacrificed their lives. But we will always remember them. But then, and it keeps going. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, because by the time you're done, we're going to get another asteroid.
Yeah.
It's that long. So let's go with our ratings. I'll go first on this one.
Sure.
So while it's not a boring film at all. It definitely lacked, like I said, the tension, the urgency, the emotional impact under that kind of situation. Very little heart, very little excitement. So I'm going to be generous. I'll give this a 6 out of 10.
Wow.
And I'm being generous, and that's because of the special effects.
Okay.
So
fine.
6 out of 10.
Personally, this movie was fucking boring. I don't care what you say. I found myself kind of looking at my phone. Sometimes it's kind of like, damn, we still got like another hour in this movie. I paused it. Fuck, man, I still got another fucking 20 minutes. God damn, it's been 20 minutes and we're down to 18 minutes, The characters were meh. The effects were pretty decent. They weren't that bad. No sense of actual human emotions as far as we might die. People are dying as I speak. None of that. And I give it a 4.
A 4?
Meteor shit.
That's exactly what it was. Is meteor shit. It's significantly lower than my score.
Yeah.
But I can't argue with that. And now, again, because I was being kind of generous because of this, the special effects were pretty damn good in some of the sequences. And it had Frodo from the Lord of the Rings.
That doesn't offer any saving grace.
So, okay. So with common plot elements, okay, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Romance in peril due to impending disaster. It goes to Armageddon.
Yeah.
Astronauts to save the world.
Armageddon.
Asteroids named by the person who discovered or after them.
Armageddon.
Both space missions require a hole drilled and filled with a nuke.
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
Astronauts who sacrifice to save the world.
Armageddon.
All right.
I don't care about the astronauts that ended up blowing themselves up in the nuke, or in with the nuke next to the meteor.
Right. It just yeah. All right. So with that being said, we get the gist of it. So with an average score of 7.5, Armageddon is the clear winner, with Deep Impact getting an average score of 5.
Yeah, and that's generous.
Yeah. So Armageddon did it better.
Yeah.
Definitely. So great film. Love it. I can watch it over and over again. And I think I'm going ahead and donate the DVD that I have of Deep Impact.
Why do you have a Deep Impact DVD?
I don't know. It was the thing, I guess. Oh, let's buy it,
Shit,
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to continue on next week's episode with the same thing with two films. See who did it better. And we're going to go do some werewolf stuff.
Do.
I don't know. Is that werewolf music?
No,
Okay.
it's just what came out of my mouth.
Okay. Sounds werewolfy.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go with The Howling from 1980 or was it 1981? My bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, 1981's The Howling, directed by Joe Dante,
Mhm.
and 1981's An American Werewolf in London, also from 1981, directed by John Landis.
Mhm.
So tune in next time to see who did it better with those two werewolf films. Ooh, so, listen, folks, we hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry about the delay in getting the episode out so on time, but we're working on it. So please help to support the pod by giving us a 5-star review, or at least a good review. Another way you can help to support the pod is simply to subscribe to us and or follow us on Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Audible, Boomplay, or wherever you get your podcast fix. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook group and leave a comment. Check us out on TikTok and on our YouTube channel, where we have all our current episodes. They also, you can listen to them on there as well.
Mhm.
Check us out and drop us a line. Email us at thefilmjoepod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedbacks, complaints, insults, whatever you have to throw at us. So, Carlos, any last words?
Just because it has a nicer name does not mean it's a nicer movie.
That is profound.
It is.
Wow, I'm going to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm done. So join us next week when we dive into who did it better with werewolf films. So with that said, I'm Joe.
I'm Carlos.
And this is the Film Joe podcast, where film talk happens.